Welcome to Raw Talk. As always, there's a link, down below in the description box to credit WWE. I would say normally for piecing this nice article together. However, things have changed a little bit. They no longer have on the side here all the superstars that used to be part of the show, and that happened around the time of Crown Jewel. Now I'm just like, it's just so weird. Like, that's the whole 3-hour show, just boom, like that. There's nothing there. And I'm thinking that's kind of really messed up. Anyhow, so that's beyond my control, but it's a good thing that I started reading, or writing, rather, some notes down so I can read off of them. My little cheat sheet, if you will. So Seth Rollins opened up the show, thanked Drew for making him a better man, and for standing by his word that he wasn't in bed with the Judgment Day, as nobody interfered. But he also thanked Sami Zayn for not allowing Damian Priest to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase. And he knew somehow that Adam Pearce likely forced Sami to hand back in the Money in the Bank briefcase. And as a result, Seth was like, you know what, man? I'm going to offer you a title match whenever you want. Just say when. And Sami was like, wow, I want you at your best. You're not 100%. He's like, listen, we're never at 100%. This is what we do. We're never at 100%, but yet we give it our 100%. So they chose to have the match that night. Moving on really, really quickly before we get into this here. Backstage, Judgment Day's Damian Priest was simply fired up. He was pissed off how Sami's getting an opportunity, how he had his briefcase stolen. Looked at JD McNugget and was like, where'd you steal that shirt? Because he was wearing a Damian Priest shirt. Funny, I would never wear a shirt of somebody who's always getting on my case. But that's just me. It just seems very unnatural with the whole JD McNugget thing. I really just don't get it at all. Like, it's such a bizarre thing that watching wrestling for over 4 decades, I don't think I've ever seen anything that awkward. Anyway, so that's that. Again, like I said, when I do these highlight recaps, not so much about the in-ring action, like, oh, Xavier Woods, he put his hair back up in a ponytail and he clotheslined people over the top rope. No. It's the little stuff in between for me that matters the most. So we had New Day versus Judgment Day, and simply put, it was a great match. And Judgment Day did defeat them. From what I recall, because I've been so busy, I don't think there was any shenanigans. I think it was a fairly clean win. And I simply like when that can happen. But yeah, I had really been enjoying these two being in singles competition, but whatever. I don't tire of the New Day. I got a little bored of the bright blue and purple, outfit. So this whole thing here was really nice with the black and the red. I was like, that's pretty sweet. So I enjoyed that very much. Yeah, so New Day, again, with that. Backstage, we had Jackie, who tried to interview Drew McIntyre, who had just gotten out of his vehicle. Just kind of shook his head and then just took off. And then, as far as I remember, for the rest of that night, we never saw him. It would have been amazing because he was there at Raw when Seth was giving his speech, thanking Drew and all that, and not making fun of him. And for Drew to have come out and kind of bury whatever little hatchet they had, but that never happened. Okay? It just didn't. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Akira Tozawa. And I really, really liked that match. Otis came out at the end trying to flex a little bit. You want to get going, but Shinsuke was like, yeah, no. Because it's not like he cheated or anything like that. It's not like he started attacking everybody. He just came out, and it was just nice to see Akira again. I think this is like, the 3rd week in a row or something like that we see him. And I actually really enjoy him being part of the Alpha Academy. I think he's a wonderful competitor. He's a great wrestler. Just, not well utilized. I didn't like when Michael Cole said, Oh my God, that would be such an upset. It's like, wouldn't be an upset if you won. I mean, technically, it would be only because of scripting purposes, but really, no. No, he's incredibly talented. So we had that. Oh, we'll get to that in a moment. Backstage with Adam Pearce, we had The Miz. We had backstage with Adam Pearce talking about, right before the match, who was going to be getting ready for the Fatal 4-Way. Was saying Miz, he's a former, 8-time Intercontinental Champion. He's a 2-time Grand Slam champ, which means he's won every single championship in existence 2 times. First one ever to do it. Thought I'd throw that in there in case you forget. So basically, Adam Pearce was saying he absolutely deserves a crack at Gunther. Same thing with Bronson Reed. Dude is a beast. Ivar, who lately has been in singles competition, he has been doing really great. Like, for a big guy that, no offense, doesn't exactly have a John Cena-like physique, because we always sometimes assume if you don't look like that, you can't be that great. Ivar is awesome. And Ricochet, of course. And then they were going to face each other in a Fatal 4-Way, and then, of course, the victor would go on to face Gunther, I believe, at Survivor Series. Right? And then Fatal 4-Way. Yeah. See, I forgot something. Good thing I said this again. Good thing I wrote this down. Sorry. Backstage, Adam Pearce makes sure that Seth was ready to put the title on the line, because, again, that whole thing where he's not always ready, but he's a defending champion. Again, from a personality scripted perspective, a complete one, I'd say a 360, but a 360, you go back to where you were. Complete 180, a complete polar opposite of where he used to be. Again, I've said this before, back in the days with J&J Security. So Fatal 4-Way, we had The Miz emerge victorious, and I was really happy about that. I really do believe he deserves another good, solid run. And they were talking about Eric of the Viking Raiders, their Ivar's partner, who had C6, C7, or C5, C6, somewhere in the C's. Okay? He got neck fusion surgery, and it was successful. So he's going to be on a long road, to recovery, but it was successful. So that was great news, because that could be really scary. And backstage, we had, I don't know if it'll show it here. No. Backstage, we had Akira with the Alpha Academy. They were just having a little bit of a pep talk because he lost and all that. Master Gable was like, you can't go in there and get the biggest fish and whatever. And then backstage, there was a bit of a backstage sort of interview between the Creed brothers and DIY, which is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. I seriously always forget how to pronunciate his name. So there's that, because now they're welcoming officially the Creed brothers to Raw. They're officially a part of the brand now. They're no longer an NXT team. And I'm excited about that, because that goes further on to talk about splitting up those unified tag team titles. I don't like unification shit. So the Creed brothers did defeat DIY, but that's because of this man, Ludwig Kaiser. The Kaiser bun just bonked, Gargano in a noggin. But the Creed brothers never asked for that, though. It just had happened, and it made them lose. So that's what happened there. And then another cool moment backstage where Sammy and Jey Uso kind of had a quick little, chit-chat, wishing him luck on his championship match, telling him he deserves it and all that. I'm just really excited to at least have Sammy and Jey on the same brand. Having Jey and Kevin Owens on the same brand could have been interesting, but I'm just glad if we're not going to get KO and Sammy together, at least we have Jey and Sammy. So at least for me, that's really, really cool. They wished him luck, gave him a little hug, and was like, hey man, go for it. And then in the end, or near the end, we had a battle royale, whatever, for the women, for the number one contender, and Zoe Stark won. I don't give a shit what you say. Zoe is a fucking beast in the ring. She is amazing. I never, ever, ever have anything bad to say about her. Okay? I know that sometimes I'm always ripping kind of on the same people. It's just how I feel. Okay? But the one part I really, really hated with Nia Jax was when she eliminated, I believe her name is Ivy Niles, the girl that's tied in with the faction of the Creed brothers. She eliminated, Nia Jax that is, eliminated Ivy Niles, but Nia Jax had already been eliminated. So that just shouldn't happen. So when she was on the apron, okay, and she got pulled off by Nia Jax, no, just go back on the apron, get yourself back in the ring, and continue and tell Nia Jax to get out. So to me, that was stupid. Still have Ivy Niles get eliminated because they wanted Zoe Stark to win. I wanted her to win, and she did. But just don't have it done in such a stupid way. It makes no sense. It is so, I could just go on forever and I won't. But that's my take on that. But the match overall, I really enjoyed this. It was really good. I love me some Battle Royale. It was great. And then backstage, there was a little bit of an interview with Rhea, and then Zoe showed up and just basically telling mommy how eager she is to win and all that. You know, just the typical stuff. And I'm really excited to see that. I don't know, with all due respect, that Zoe's got enough momentum for the company to put her as champ. But I can't say that I would be angry if she won. As much as I love Rhea Ripley. Like, oh my God. I can't say that I'd be angry. Had it been somebody like Chelsea, and again, when I rip on, she's doing her part amazing. But again, there's just some parts that make no sense. Like, you're on the apron, right? You're fighting somebody on the apron in a Battle Royale match. I got to talk about this. And then you, like, slap them or give them a hit. You're on the apron. You're not even inside the ring. And you turn around, you do your whole, like, you know, the thing. I'm not going to do it because it would look dumb if I did it. Where she does the shush thing. She leans forward and, you know, she moves her head side to side to do her little thing there. And she did that on the apron. She didn't turn around. She got her hair grabbed, and she's all like, oh. And she's like leaning forward. If that was me, I would just turn around and wallop the lips right off your face, and I'd get myself back in the ring. I get it's all about entertainment. She's supposed to be like the Chelsea Green. But it's still annoying. Not the gimmick, but the extent to which they push that gimmick. I get it. It's script. I totally understand that. But I didn't find that entertaining. Again, still have her thrown out, but have it more semi-realistic. I don't know. So those are like my little criticisms, again, behind some of the little creative decisions that they make. But overall, super happy for Zoe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Almost forgot. How could I forget? And I mean, you can watch these highlights too. This was a fantastic match. I mean, Sammy and Seth, they shook hands post-match. Sammy obviously wasn't the happiest because he lost. But he really put up a good fight. I kind of figured, with all due respect, he wasn't going to win. And then after that, Judgment Day comes out. Jey Uso comes out. Then Cody Rhodes comes out. All Out War. Adam Pearce comes out yelling and screaming. And basically says that everybody that came out, so like Judgment Day and I'm trying to see if there's anybody else. Yeah, just Judgment Day in general. I got to count how many of them there are now. There's going to be a War Games between them and Cody, Jay, Sammy, and Seth. I'm surprised I was able to say that without stuttering 10 times. So that was really cool. Yeah, so you've got Grand Slam Finn. You got Damian Priest. You've got, Dirty Dom Dom. I'm assuming JD McNugget is who they're gonna have in there as the fourth member, because right now that would be a 4-on-3. They're not going to have mommy in there. So anyway, so that's how it ended. So, as always, I enjoyed myself. Okay, 15 minutes. That's not too bad. We don't want to make this too slow. So this was a great match. Like I said, if I were to try to find my highlight of the night, I really liked the Fatal 4-Way and the Battle Royale. So the men's Fatal 4-Way, the women's Battle Royale. I mean, this was good too. I'm trying to find like my moment, like my favorite match of the night. And then the Seth versus Zayn. It's hard to say, but I really liked the all-out brawl at the end. Like, it just kind of looked chaotic. It reminded me of some early Attitude Era WCW, just kind of like all-out warfare. It was just neat to see. Then security comes out. They break it up a bit, but then somehow they must have had a lot of Vaseline or baby oil on them. They slipped through, and they were able to attack each other. So that moment overall at the end, as silly as that may sound, that was probably one of the bigger highlights of the night for me. But just overall, I had fun. I enjoyed myself. And that's really what it's all about. You know, is did you feel like you wasted your time, or were you left feeling, you know what, hey, I had a good time. So there you have it. As always, if you liked the video, thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. If you didn't like it, thumbs down. We bend it in half. We twist it. Break it off in your ass. Or, again, Solo Sokoa, the Samoan spike, right in the derriere. And if you want to subscribe, I mean, naturally, that would be great. I am going to be doing a Universe video soon. I swear. It's been like Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, 2K23. Like, I'm trying to balance that out more, but honestly, I've just been overwhelmed with life, stress, anxiety, boo-hoo, good for me. Everybody's got issues. It could be much worse. I could be in another part of the world I'm not going to mention, where things are like way worse. So compared to that, I cannot complain. But I am having, you know, just a smidgen enough stuff going on that sometimes it just makes it hard for me to be able to do that. But I want to be able to keep doing that. And these shows hold me accountable because I've never missed a show. I might have been a day late or something on when I'd like to upload my video, but at least I get around to doing it, right? So, take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.